Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do, and do not forget to turn on notifications because I'm here every day for you. Alright, in this video we will continue with our controllers. I'm going to show you the difference between MVC controller and API controller. While I'm doing that, I'm going to explain step by step how we able to create an API controller. Okay. First of all, I'm going to create some dummy data. Let's create a new model. Where is the new item? Let's say product prop integer ID prop string name prop integer quantity. Okay, anything should I have? Let's continue with control. If I need something, just go back and I can do what we need. All right, let's create another namespace which is going to be MVC example here. Then we able to compare between the differences between API and MVC. Okay, I'm going to give a name test, and let's create a class MVC controller, and I'm going to inheritance from controller, which has our view returns. Right, let's continue. Let's create an action result, and the return is going to be view. All right, let's start with definitions and protocols. If you remember, I was telling you about if we didn't type any attribute top of our action result in our MVC project, it comes HTTP GET as a default, right? I'm not gonna type here because we have HTTP GET attribute as a default on our action result index in our MVC project. Let's type here HTTP GET. We have it as a default in MVC project. Perfect. But when it comes to the API, you have to define what kind of protocol and what kind of definition you assign your action results, because there is no default here. Okay, you have to type HTTP GET. Okay, I'm gonna change my index name because this is going to be GET request and I'm going to receive something. This is what it is. Okay, let's type here get all products. For example, I'm sending a request to my API. In return, I'm going to get all product list. Okay, so let's delete it. So must be return must be an OK result. Let's have a look what is OK result. Let's OK result automatically return 200 status code. All right, and this status code with the OK method, it has a value. You can assign value if you want, by the way. Let's have a look. Let's see the second overload. Yep, you can send an object. So in these circumstances, we need to have an object. All right, let's create a new list product. All right, I'm just going to create a dummy list here. Let's say let's enter new product. So ID equal, let's say 1, name is break, and quantity is 55. Let's continue with the new one. Let's copy and paste this section, make the ID 2. Let's say cement quantity is 150. What I'm doing here, sorry guys. and 155. Let's copy one more time. The ID is 3, name is, let's say, nails. Nails quantity is 255. All right, so we have a list here. Okay, so we need to assign this list, right? Okay, let's say var item list equal. All right, so I'm going to return this item list as an object. All right, so what I've done here, what I've done here, I have a list in my action. You can either go your database, you can bring those action lists from another place. It's up to your scenario. This is just a dummy data. I'm returning this value with my 200 status code with these values. Once I run the application, you will understand what I'm trying to tell you. And all results converting a JSON file format automatically from this OK method. In a VC project, let's copy this list. We are returning our item list in our view. Then all we need to do is right click, creating any view, and we are at our models in our CSS.html file. So we are sending directly to our list to our customers. How can I say, as a result, to our customer as a result, I can say confidently. But after I sent this request to this response to the user, they have to take this response, map this response to their own models, and then they will able to send the final data to the customer. All right, perfect. Now let's run this application, all right, and see the results. I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Let's run the application. Do not forget set as startup your API project as a default. If you forget to add your definition, you're going to get a definition error here. As you can see, this is a UI which helps us to sending requests to our API endpoints. It came automatically as a default in our API project to help you to sort your things out, basically. Okay, but sometimes we might need much more features than we are using Postman, and I'm going to show how we're able to use Postman as well. But now Swagger is going to be enough. All right, let's send a request. I'm clicking try it. So once I click execute, I'm going to send a request to my endpoint, and the endpoint is going to be API home. Let's go back our controller. This is my root API and controller name. This is home. All right, so I'm going to send this root, and method is going to be HttpGet. All right, this is how we're defining. Let's send a request to API home root. Our method is get. Let's send it. Yeah, this is our breakpoint. We are in our action method now. Let's continue our item list here. Perfect. Let's return the result. Let's continue. Perfect. Let's have a look. The response code is 200, which is successful. Yeah, you can see here. This is successful method result. And these are response body. As you can see, we received our data in JSON file format. Once API consumer receive this data, they going to map this data to their own models, and they able to modify, manipulate, and return in a view in their project. Perfect. I assume you understand how API controller working logic. Let's continue with the other protocols. All right, let's stop the application. Let's remove the breakpoint. So we did HTTP get. All right, let's continue with another action. So we did get all products. What if I would like to get I sorry, get product by ID? So I need to send an integer ID. All right. So we still have our item list here. Let's keep it for a second. Then I'm going to create my own logic here. Let's say item equal item list dot, is there any find? Yeah, we have a find here. xid must be equal, id comes from our parameter, so this is our item. Then I'm gonna send my item in my response. All right, but we have to define our action method again. All right, now this is a little bit tricky. All right, so I have API and controller base root, and if I send an HTTP GET to API controller, I have two different methods have same HTTP GET method. So how can I understand which HTTP GET belongs which action? To do that, I'm going to add ID parameter here. So what's gonna happen now? It makes my root www, or let's say base address, all right, slash API slash, my controller name is home slash, it's going to be ID. This is what our application looking for, because there is no question mark. It has to be, if we would like to use this HTTP GET method, we 100% have to give an ID. But when it comes to this one, the root is going to be like that. Perfect. If we are using HTTP GET method with ID, this action method will be triggered. If we are using HTTP GET method without any parameter, this action method will be triggered. Okay. So why I'm doing this? I can basically do, instead of this ID thing slash action, right? So let's try both of them. Okay, let's run the application. And send a parameters. Okay, this is, as you can see, we have two get methods endpoints, and the first one is taking nothing, and the second one has ID parameter. As you can see, it is asking us an ID parameter. Let's try it. I'm going to send 3. Let's execute. As you can see, ID 3 has been found, and the response is 200 success. Why we getting 200, by the way? Because we are sending 200 with OK, right? Perfect. I assume you understand this one as well. Let's try to use with the action names, and you will see our endpoint address will change. Action. All right. Let's keep ID as well again. Let's keep it again. Let's run the application. As you can see, get all products and get by product added here. All right, perfect. I assume you understand. But I'm going to move on without those action names. Let's continue. Try to add a data. Let's copy all of them without protocol. Create new, or just create product. All right, so I'm going to send a product request. All right, so I already have a product here. All I need to item list dot add request. All right, so I'm going to send my item list as a result one more time, but this time I'm not gonna send OK because this is a create action. I'm going to send, it must be create, I guess, create or created. Yeah, created. Let's have a look. Created returns 201 result, but let's have a look at overloads. You can send empty with 201 response code. You can set a URI and object value. So let's see what is that URI. The URI at which the content has been created. Okay, let's have a look. The URI. Actually, I don't remember what the URI is. I'm just going to test it. Just type test here. Let's send our item list and see the result, because I never use OK created or anything. I'm use my own customized object result. Once I finish these read method response methods, I'm going to show you the customized one, which I'm always using those. All right. To create product, we are using HTTP post attribute. Let's type here HTTP post. All right. Perfect. Anything else should I add here? Now our address will be, guys, base address slash API slash home. Let me have a look. That's all. We are sending parameters, but the main thing here, we are sending a HTTP post method to this address. So there is one HTTP post in our controller, so it won't cause any conflict. Okay, let's run the application. Let's run the application. As you can see, we have here an post method. Let's try it now. Click try it out. And it is asking us give a data which is JSON file format. Okay, I'm going to give ID 4. The name is going to be glue and quantity is 75. Once I click execute, it will send our database if you are using one. As you can see, we have 201 response status code. Actually, we received 200 status code. It must be a problem here. Let me have a look. All right. Undocumented response body. It must be error here. Let's close the application. Have a look our results. All right. We are item list. What if I didn't send this URI? Okay. Do not for. Yeah, we sent created. We sent item list. I would like to send the request, by the way, not item list, because I would like to see which item has been created. That's why I'm sending it. Let's send one more time. It's not best practice, the whole item list. Okay, let's try it out. The ID is 3. Let's say glue. Quantity is 233. Let's execute it. Yeah, the response code is 201, and this is our response body, which is the created item. This is how we are using HTTP post guy. Okay, let's close it now. Let's continue with HTTP put. By the way, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I'm gonna have a look and did some research, and I will share with you on with our next lesson. If you already know what it is, if you share on the comments, I will be more, how can I say, I will be appreciated. Okay, let's copy this HTTP post, did it down. Now I'm going to use HTTP put for updating our items. I'm going to change with update product. Okay, let's change item list. Actually, how can I do that? So we have a request here, right? Okay, item list dot, is there any update or something here? No. Let me have a look quickly. Hmm, I can do like this. Okay, I can. Let's find our object first. I'm going to use find x id must be request id. So we found our item was updated item. Okay, so all we need to do is, let's say, exist item. So we found our current item. Exist item dot name, request name, exist item quantity, request quantity, and we keep the same ID. So that's all. Then we going to use, is it update product? No, it's update product is ours. Update, or what kind of result we have? Let me have a look. I'm going to select target type match and be able to see what kind of results we have. As you can see, we can send no content anyway. Let me have a look. Yeah, no content. It is returning 204. Basically, if you're doing an update, you never send an object. You shouldn't send an object. We just sending back to the our user or our consumer just status code, which is 204, which is successfully updated. The meaning is successfully updated. All right, let's run the application now. What is our error? Yeah, let's delete it. Perfect. Let's run the application now. All right, first of all, let's bring our list and I will show you the changes. This is our list. Now I'm going to change the ID third item. Let's run our application, try it out. ID is 3. Okay, the name I'm going to change nails to glue. The quantity is, let's say, 12. Let's execute. As you can see, we received 204. This is a successful result return. Okay, but we don't have any body, any data. Let's run our list one more time and we will see our result has been changed. Obviously we won't see any changes because we are using dummy data. So we have a static data, it won't change. So let me show you. How can we see. If I create a static list, be able to see that, but I'm not gonna do it. It's gonna take too much time. It's a waste of time. But if you bring your data from your database and if you do update product anyway, it is going to work. It's 100% sure. Yeah, how can I say? I'm 100% sure about that. All right. So I'm not gonna waste my time and your time for unnecessary action. we are still continue the protocols, and later future lessons I'm going to show you with the proof of changes. Okay, let's continue the last protocol, which is HTTP delete. Let's copy. I'm gonna copy from HTTP get ID because it's similar. It's more similar. All right. So let's say delete product, and we're going to use HTTP delete for deleting action. So we have our product list here. We found the ID, or this is our ID, right? This is our item. No, I'm going to, yeah, actually this is what it is. We found the item. All I need to find the index number of this item. Let's find index number, item list dot find index. Yep, I don't need it. So I found index number of the item which has this ID. Then I'm going to delete it. Remove index number. Perfect. So it is the same with update. We return no content. It is going to return 204 status code, and we are not returning object because we are deleting it. Alright, let's run the application. Our endpoint will appear in our browser right now. Here we go. Let's run application. Click try it out. Let's send, for example, number 3. Execute. It is working. We received 204 response. Perfect. All right. Actually, I would like to show you with a static list. Okay. Let me have a look how many minutes done. It's 27 minutes. It's all right. You get used to my long video series, so I'm going to create a dummy data to make you much more understood and not to make you confused. Okay, let's create a new. Actually, I'm not going to create a new class. Let's create a new class. Okay, add class. Let's say dummy data. Let's make a static class, or just leave it for a while. I'm gonna make it public list string or product. All right. I'm going to create a static constructor dummy data. All right. Products. New list product. Let's add some data to our products. Let's add those ready products. Let's delete it. What is wrong with you? Should I say just class? No. Yeah, we have a static list here. Perfect. All right. So all we need to do is calling dummy data. What if I say static here? Yeah, let's try to use this data. Let's go our home controller. Okay. Where is my, okay, this is our list, right? All we need to do is item list is coming from our dummy data dot products. Perfect. Let's copy this product list here. Let's delete all of them. Perfect. Now our item list coming our dummy data class, and it must be able to modify it. Okay, let's run the application and try our results again. Let's bring all data first. 1, 2, 3, three different data. Let's try to add one application here. Let's ID for, the name is glue, quantity is 44, execute. We add our data with 201 status code. This is our data. Let's execute our application again. Here we go. This is our number 4 data. All right, let's continue to update it. I'm going to update my latest added data. I'm gonna make its name bucket, and let's 15 or 14 quantity. Let's execute. We have 204 successful result. Let's bring all list one more time, execute it. As you can see, glue is switched to the bucket with the 14 quantity. Our update is working. Let's try to delete our data. Try it out. ID is 4. Just delete it. 204. It must be deleted. Now I'm going back to execute. Number 4 is gone. It is working. Alright, let's select our data. Try it out. Bring me number 2. Execute. Here we go. This is our number 2 data. I assume you understand how our routing is working. Alright, how our protocols are working. If you have more than one post, let's say, let's add one more post data, which is, I'm not recommended, but it can be according to your um, project. Let's say create product. For example, I'm just typing random name, city, all right, or raw material. City is a little bit irrelevant. By raw material. Okay, so I'm gonna send another product. All right, but I have two different HTTP posts. So in this section, how can I define which route belongs to the other one? Now I'm going to copy my route here. I'm going to define a specific route for my post method just for the other one. Okay, I'm going to add here action. Let's run the application. As you can see, I have two post methods. The first one is the normal one, creating product, and the second one is creating product by raw material. By the way, we did a mistake. We duplicate our API home. Okay, let's remove it. Yeah, we already have our base route here, so we need to delete this to add just action. Let's run the application and see the results. Maybe we can add to the HTTP get. Alright, this is how it's working. API home, create product by raw material. Okay, I would like to try one more thing. Probably it is going to work because we did it with ID. So why we shouldn't use action? Let's delete it. Let's edit here with our brackets. Now I'm going to run the application. Probably it is going to work. Here we go. It is working. Our link has been created. Perfect. You have seen the both way to add our customized route. Alright guys, I'm going to finalize this lesson here. You know what is the difference between the controllers in API and controllers in MVC. When it comes to the MVC, we just using HTTP post and HTTP get, which is already comes as a default if you didn't write anything in your MVC. And if you doing a post action in your MVC project, you all need to do is adding post here. That's all. Int p. Alright. This is the difference between MVC and API. Alright guys. If you have any question, do not hesitate, drop comment below the video. And if you hit the like button, I will be really appreciated, as it really motivates me to create new content. Take care of yourself. See you on next lesson. Bye bye.